Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who video for today. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the topic that I started on Friday with Russell T Davies coming in as taking over the role of Doctor Who show producer once again. Now, Russell T Davies run the show from 2005 to 2009, really around about 2004 to 2009, because 2004 is when they were filming the first, series 1. So, around about 2004 to 2009. So, anyway, what can I personally tell you? So, in this video, there are 5 things I want to see that I like to see with Russell T Davies, and there are 5 things I don't want Russell T Davies to ever do ever again. Because the one thing about his first era of Doctor Who with Heckles and Tennant, not really one of my favourites, I'm afraid. Series 1 and Series 4 are my 2 all-time favourites out of his series. I mean, he's only got 4 of them. 2 and 3, I don't really like. Series 3 gets good for me halfway through, just around about Human Nature and Family of Blood. And then Series 2, I'm not going to talk about Series 2 because Series 2 I absolutely hate. Again, it's the relationship stuff that he did for Ten and Rose. Oh, again, that's the one thing I'm going to say. That's the one thing So, let me get into this. So, in the 5th place of what I don't want to see is no more relationships in Doctor Who. That is the one thing I really don't want. I don't want Russell T Davies to bring back in relationships. I mean, it didn't work for Ten and Rose for me. Yes, again, with the 11th Doctor and River in Stephen Moffat's run, it did work because that was the whole point of it, because their lives were back to front, So that really worked. But with Ten and Rose, it meant absolutely nothing. They literally just did it for one series. And it absolutely ruined Tennant's run for me, because I really don't like Tennant's run. Growing up, but back when I was in secondary school and primary school, I did used to love Tennant's Doctor. But now I am 24 and rewatched it a lot over the years. Series 2 sucks majorly for me. I really don't like Series 2. It's the one out of all the modern stuff that really does suck for me. It's got some good stuff in there, but it's just the relationship between Ten and Rose. So in 5th place that I want to see, keep Sacha Dhawan as the Master, because Sacha Dhawan is great. Because when I'm watching his performance in Series 12 in Spyfall Part 1 and 2 and The Timeless Children, I get very much Anthony Ainley and Roger Delgado sense from him. Like the way he's dark and mysterious, it reminds me a bit of Roger Delgado. And then when you watch him in Spyfall Part 1, when he reveals himself and he does that and he goes, "I've had a lot of fun," it reminds me a bit of Anthony Ainley. So please keep Sacha Dhawan, because he reminds me of my 2 favourite masters, and they're from classic Who. None of the masters from modern Doctor Who have made it into my all-time favourite masters so far. So yeah, Sacha Dhawan is so far, I really do like his performance. It reminds me of Roger Delgado and, of course, Anthony Ainley. So I'd like to see him stay. 4th thing I don't want to see. Now, in this one, I don't want to see Russell, thinking he's got all these big plans and then he burns himself after the 60th anniversary. That's what Stephen Moffat did. After he did Series 5, Stephen Moffat just burned himself out in a way. His writing for Series 6, 7... went very, very poorly. The only time I think it did absolutely well was in the 50th anniversary. But between 6 and 7, his writing just went from amazingly like that for Series 5. For Series 5 is like that. And then it just goes like that. And then it goes back up a little bit for Series 10. But from 6, 7, 8, 9, and 8 and 9, it literally goes from that where Series 5 is, and then back for Series 10. I don't want to see Russell to burn himself out like Stephen Moffat did. I want to see him, get back into the actual shoes of Doctor Who. I want him just to think what he's going to do for that series. I mean, for a series plot. Are we going to have a whole series plot? Or are we going to have something different? We just don't know. So I don't want him to see himself burn out. That's 4th thing I don't want to see him do. Now, third thing I want to see him do is bring back the Christmas specials. Christmas since 2017 hasn't really been Christmas without a Doctor Who Christmas special. Now, the Christmas specials became a really, really big of the festive time of year because we had them from 2005 to 2017, and then Chidnall came along, scrapped them, completely scrapped them. Now, Christmas Day doesn't feel like Christmas Day without a bit of Doctor Who. Yes, of course, I get some DVDs and Blu-rays for Christmas, but it doesn't really feel the same without sitting down after my Christmas dinner, patting me belly because I'm that full, and just going through the channel, like going to BBC One straight after I've eaten and going, Doctor Who. Since 2018, that has been the really, really bad point of Christmas Day. We've had no Doctor Who Christmas Day. No Doctor Who Christmas Day. And it just really does my bloody head in. So, Russell, please bring back the Christmas specials. I really want the Christmas specials to come back because it's the one thing that made Doctor Who feel so festive. That's the one thing I really want. Third thing I don't want him to see him do: bring back any of the Doctors he's cast before. Everybody is saying now Russell T Davies is back. Is he going to bring back David Tennant? No. Don't bring back Tennant. He's had his time. Tennant's been and gone. He's been and gone. But ever since Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi and Jodie Whittaker, people are like, oh, Tennant's still the best Doctor. Is he? Bollocks. Tennant is not the best Doctor. The best Doctor for modern Who is Peter Capaldi. Yes, his scripts were absolutely rubbish, but he still acted his heart out in it. He was still trying to be the Doctor, and for that, I have to say, actually, I'm going to raise my beer to him. Here we go. Raise it to Peter Capaldi, because he's the one that absolutely proved, even though the scripts are rubbish, you can still be a good actor to play the Doctor. So here's you, Peter Capaldi. Yeah. I really don't want David Tennant to come back. David Tennant, I think his time's over. I mean, Series 2, I don't really like. Series 3, yeah, some parts of it's good, some parts are, yeah. Series 4, absolutely amazing, I have to say, but that's mainly it. Second thing I want him to see do, make a new Tardis in tenure. Make a brand new console room for the 14th Doctor. Get rid of whatever Chidnall just scribbled out of his mind. It's not a proper control room. A proper control room is something we had from Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi. Now, yes, when I was growing up, I did used to love the 9th and 10th Doctor's console room, but I love Classic Who a hell of a lot more, and the TARDIS design is so much better looking in Classic Who than it is for Modern Who. So please go back to the old roots of the classic console room. I don't care, keep the long time rotor if you want, but just don't make it so bland. Don't make it so big. It's big on the inside, but get a few elements from Classic Who and put it into this console room, because I really don't like some of the modern console rooms. I really want to see a new console room. That's the one thing I do actually want to see. Second thing I have to say I don't want him to do not bring back any of the companions from his first era. No to Rose. No to Donna. Martha, maybe. Bring back Martha Jones. Maybe let her become let her come back as a unit soldier. Let her work for unit. She calls the Doctor to come to Earth to help out. Well, whatever's going on at Earth. That's the one thing I have to say. That's the time I think you can bring back Martha, but don't just bring back anybody for the sake of it. I mean, Rose had a good ending in Series 2 in Doomsday. Yeah, she'd ruined it going, I love you. Like that. I have to say, if you want to bring somebody back, Martha Jones, give her a bit more character development. She's only had one series and a few episodes of Series 4. I think she could have become a proper companion, really. I would like to see her a bit longer. Now, the one thing I want to see Chidnall do for his run, the one major thing I want, apart from the Christmas specials, a new Tardis console room, keep Saturday the One, and bring back the Christmas specials. The one major thing I want him to do is try and make up new characters. Don't bring back anybody, like I say. I really want, like, if you're going to bring back some doctors for the 60th anniversary, bring back some of the doctors that deserve to come back, like Sylvester McCoy and Paul McGann does. Heckelson definitely does. Now, Heckelson might come back with Russell T Davies. And David Tennant, yeah. Matt Smith, yeah. Peter Capaldi, yeah. Jodie Whittaker, no, because she's left the year before. You don't really want her to come back and do a multi-doctor story. Colin Baker, yes, he deserves more time as the Doctor on screen. Peter Davison, he already came back in your era, so don't really concentrate with Peter Davison because they come back for Time Crash. Tom Baker, definitely. But the one thing I do really, really want him to do is to pick a good actor or actress to play the Doctor. I want somebody who can actually play the Doctor correctly for me. I mean, the only actor so far in Modern Who that I think has really, really connected Modern Who and Classic Who for me in their performance is Peter Capaldi. Because Peter Capaldi's Doctor, I see a bit of John Pertwee, a bit of Tom Baker. I see the darker side of Sylvester McCoy's Doctor in him. That's the one thing I want. I really want somebody who can be like Peter Capaldi was. Like, be so modern, but then feel so classic. Because that's the one thing about Peter Capaldi's Doctor for me. It feels so classic, and it really did in his performance. In him, in it, Capaldi's run, it actually reminded me a bit of John Pertwee and a bit of Tom Baker with the cheekiness. It reminds me a bit of Sylvester McCoy through the darker side, like in Let's Kill the Moon, which is a terrible episode, but when you see him bugger off and leave Clara through it, I can actually see the Seventh Doctor doing that. If it was Ace, I can actually see him go, Ace, this is your problem now. I'm going off. Goodbye. I'll be back for you. That's the one that I can actually see Sylvester McCoy's Doctor doing, because Sylvester McCoy was that type of Doctor. Now, the one thing I really don't want him to do, and I'm probably get a load of hate for this, do not, under any circumstances, keep Chris Chidnall as a writer. Because, yes, he's already written a few stuff for you, like in Series 3, and I think he wrote an episode in Series 4. And, of course, he actually helped you with Torchwood. Keep him for Torchwood, because his episode styles of Torchwood are amazing in a way. His Series 1 and 2 of Torchwood I absolutely love, because Chidnall's writing for that is a lot better. But then when he became showrunner of Doctor Who, I think he's just, again, burnt himself out. Series 11 came, he tried to reboot it, didn't work. Series 12 came, again, he still tried to reboot it by making the Doctor be the Timeless Child, which has suffered a lot of backlash over the last year. And this episode was broadcast on the 1st of March 2020, and since then, over a year and a bit, it still has a lot of backlash. Yeah. Chidnall, you really did screw up with the Timeless Children, but I know you're suffering a lot of backlash, but the one thing I really don't want Russell to do is keep Chidnall as a writer, because I think Chidnall needs to stay out of the show for a while. Come back in a couple of years as a normal writer, but I really think Chidnall just needs to step into the shadows, because he's going to have a lot of backlash. Also, the one writer I think he could bring back is Stephen Moffat. Again, Stephen Moffat did kind of burn himself out when he was trying to write, like, be the showrunner to 2 shows. But if you get Stephen Moffat to write a few episodes like he did for Series 1 and 2 and 4, I really think that'd be a great way, to be honest with you, if you just get him to write a couple of episodes, because his first couple of episodes, as well as Series 5, are great. Absolutely a masterpiece. But I think Stephen Moffat is a good writer. I think he did burn himself out when he took over, like for Series 6, 7, 8, 9. I really think he did burn himself out. So I really think Russell should bring him back just as a normal writer, not as a showrunner. I really think that being quite interesting. The one major thing I have to say, and this is going to be a quick thing, bring back some of the writers you had in your era. Get rid of Chris Chidnall. Bring back Mark Gatiss. Bring back because Mark Gatiss writ some great episodes in series 1, and even some episodes with Stephen Moffat. I think if you have Russell T Davies as the main showrunner and have Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat, between the 3 of them, I think you have a great hit. Absolutely, I think it'd be an absolutely great hit, really, if you just have Russell T Davies as the head, Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss in between, and that way, just when you get some good ideas, Russell could go to Stephen, no, this one isn't a really good idea. Think of another story we can do. That is the one thing I have to say, and I want to say thank you for watching this video. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join me tomorrow for another video. Have a great evening, and join me tomorrow. Thank you for watching.